Well, hi there. I'm Michael Hausum of the Hausum Group at Vista Pacific Realty, and this is the Orange County Residential Real Estate Marketplace Update for the week ending June 22nd, the week that summer's supposed to be starting, which I don't think is happening anytime soon. So what's going on in the marketplace right now? Not much. Things are almost exactly flat from where they were 2 weeks ago. In fact, this house that I'm standing in right now, it's in Eastside, Costa Mesa. This house is an exact example of what things are happening or the things that aren't happening. So here's the thing. It's a 2,000 square foot house in the east side of Costa Mesa. It's one of these new infill developments. It's been about 19 years ago that it was built, but you know the sort. They have an old house, they raised the whole thing, and put in 8 or 9 houses on a lot going off the main street. So as you can see, they've got part of it right. Everything is gray, light colors, kitchen's been redone, the bathrooms have been redone. They did a nice job right here with the little fake fireplace, but the house is asking $969, and that's a little bit heavy for this neighborhood in this type of product. Also, as you can see, it's unstaged. So it's kind of a mix between a retail product, meaning all new colors and flooring and cabinets and such, and a wholesale product. I don't know if you can see over my shoulder, the tiny little back patio is kind of dirty and there's some junk there. The house is unstaged and with a great room out here that you can't see. It's kind of a funky layout and hard to figure out exactly what would be going on where. This is the kind of house that buyers are giving a third and fourth consideration before making any kind of offer. It's been on the market 113 days as of right now. And unless something changes, it's going to be on the market a few days more. So let's take a look at demand and supply over the last couple of weeks and see how things are different, although they really aren't. This chart shows the active inventory in comparison to the last 3 years. Notice inventory is almost exactly flat in the last 2 weeks. It's 23% more inventory than this time last year. In fact, it's the highest level of inventory in Orange County since 2011. In the last 2 weeks, expected market time went from 85 to 84 days. It's barely a seller's market and really hasn't moved at all. A year ago right now, estimated marketing time was 68 days. This chart shows demand in comparison to the last 3 years as well. In the last month, demand is only up 1%, and that's 20% less than the years 2012 to 2017. Last year, it was only 1% better than today. Notice here on this graph the black circle. Demand typically starts to drop by summer's end. That's probably going to be happening this year as well. The real question for this year is the demand going to tail off a lot by the end of the year, just like last year did. Now this third chart here breaks up the county by price and clearly shows where the majority of the action is, and that is homes under $1 million. Under $1 million in Orange County right now, it's a seller's market, representing 57% of the inventory, but 76% of the demand. Homes under $1 million tend to be selling well, especially if they're below $750,000. Now between $1 million and $1.5 million, it's a balanced market. Although it is a balanced market, it's still slightly slower than it was last year this time. Now, as it's been all year long, above $1.5 million, it's a buyer's market, and more so as prices increase. Even so, it's still quite a bit slower this year than last year this time for all these homes selling above $1.5 million. So what does this all mean? Balanced and flat markets mean 2 things. Number 1, prices are not going up. But also, number 2, for buyers, prices aren't going down. A well-priced home that's staged and looks like the thing that people just watched on HGTV last night, sort of like this house, those should sell pretty quickly, again, as long as they're priced right. And buyers have less competition than they've had in the past, Certainly sellers are a little more aware of that, but don't expect to get any lowball offer accepted anytime soon, unless potentially you're at the very, very top end of the marketplace. Now let's take a look at a few specific cities, because even though the market's been fairly flat, there are some interesting things that have occurred in a couple of these. In the city of Costa Mesa, things have been relatively unchanged. It's a buyer's market with 72 days expected marketing time, compared with 69 days 2 weeks ago and 62 days a year ago. Right now in Costa Mesa, homes are selling for 99.1% of their asking price. Now in Huntington Beach, by contrast, things got a little bit stronger for sellers in the last 2 weeks. It went from 82 days down to 74 days expected marketing time. But that's up a lot from 54 days a year ago. Right now in Huntington, homes are selling for 98.4% of their list price. Now, down in South County in Ladera Ranch, things are relatively flat. It's barely a seller's market with 76 days expected marketing time, which is only 2 days less than 2 weeks ago when it was 78. Both of these are up a lot from 51 days expected marketing time last year in Ladera. Homes in Ladera Ranch are selling at 98.1% of their asking price. Now, a big change has been in Mission Viejo. It's gotten much stronger for sellers in the last 2 weeks. Right now, it's 68 days expected marketing time, a seller's market. 2 weeks ago, it was 91 days, which was just barely into balanced market territory. Last year, things in Mission Viejo were selling at 62 days expected marketing time. Homes in Mission Viejo right now are selling at 98.2% of their asking price. Now, if you'd like more details on other cities in the county, I have these exact same types of facts and figures, in fact, even more details if you like it, for every single city. You can contact me 949-413-2371, or you can email me michael@housemgroup.com. And lastly, if you are thinking about selling a home this year or thinking about buying a home, I would love to show you the systems that I use and the strategies that I employ. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Oh, and lastly, if you hold on, there's a little blooper reel at the end for the inevitable mistakes that I make. And in that, there's a couple of different links for other videos that I've done as well. Thanks again. Hi there. Well, hi there. I'm Michael Howe. My phone is ringing. Can you turn it off? Okay, let's start again. For the week ending July 22nd.